welcome to a new vlog. We are testing out this Sony camera again. I boycotted it all of Vlogmas and used my phone because I kept pressing the button where my videos would come out in slow motion, and I was just very annoyed by the design of this camera that cost so much money. So I was pissed, but let's try this again. We did spend all this money on it. While we're here, I need to clean up. So I had made some meatloaf last night, and oh, you can't see it, but the oven is a mess. So we're gonna clean this up. This stove is as clean as it's gonna be right now, but now I'm gonna put some aluminum foil at the bottom of here so the next time I cook, this situation doesn't happen again. So we do have a dishwasher actually, but I don't know, I just felt like I already don't trust this place. Appliances are not working. I probably will end up using the dishwasher at some point, but I just wanted to, you know, everything's washed. It took how many minutes to do that as opposed to waiting for a whole cycle to wash. I've been reading the Ashley Tisdale mom group drama. I've been watching and reading a lot about that because she did an article for The Cut. And honestly, I don't know, I feel like growing up, like she may be the villain in someone else's story, whereas they're the villain in her story. You know what I mean? Like, so when I think of Ashley Tisdale, I think of, remember when, was it Van Annalise, or I forget her name, she was the girl that played Chelsea on That's So Raven. If you don't recall, remember she had a podcast with Christy Carlson Romano from Even Stevens, Kim Possible, and there was a podcast clip that I watched, and it was of her saying that, you know, the girl that played Chelsea on That's So Raven, at one point, you know, she was low on money and had to go back to serving, you know, waiting tables, right? And one of the people who she had was Ashley Tisdale. And Ashley Tisdale acted so rude to her, was very, and mind you, for all we knew, Ashley Tisdale was just probably very shocked that someone who was on Disney before her is now waiting tables, you know what I mean? But Ashley Tisdale was the villain in her story, you know what I mean? Ashley Tisdale was viewed as someone that was a mean girl, someone that was stuck up, someone who she didn't even want to look eye contact with, you know? Now, for all we know, Ashley Tisdale could have felt just very uncomfortable by the situation, you know? But, you know, so that's what I say, like, Ashley Tisdale was the villain in someone else's story, you know? So it's just, no, and now I'm not saying what should have happened to her her feeling left out of this mom group or whatever, but I'm saying sometimes we don't know why people get pissed off, or we are unaware of, you know, people, of us doing like hurtful things that could affect other people. We're just so unaware of it, and not a lot of us will speak up and say, hey, what you're doing right now is hurting my feelings. What you're doing right now is, you know, rude, and it's coming off as mean girl. You know what I mean? Like, not a lot of us will come out and just say that. So, because we're too afraid to. But at this point, it's like if you already view someone as being mean to you, what else do you have to lose? I guess at that point she could have lost that table, and she would have had a really nice tip from that table, right? So I guess she would have done that, but still, you know. Alright, so now we're gonna clean this table. So today's agenda, we have to work overnights. We work 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Yay. So I'm gonna leave here. probably gonna leave here at 9:30. I'm pretty happy because I have gas. I was an adult and I got gas yesterday. I just hate pumping my own gas. So I like going to this place in Darien where they pump it for you. Yeah, I do tip and stuff, but I don't know. I hate pumping my own gas. I hate touching the whole gas pedal. I hate all of it. The gas thingy. Yeah, but I'm gonna leave at 9:30 today because I want to be at work like at 10 o'clock or a little bit. I want to be at work an hour early because I'm working on a different unit. I'm a CNA, currently a nursing student as well, and I'm working a different unit tonight, and there's like too many new admissions that I don't even know. It's always good when you don't work on a unit for 2 weeks. It definitely does feel like, or a wing. It definitely feels like, who's down here? Obviously, you have like a lot of the same people, but I'm like, I don't know. It's just different. And I know when I go to work tonight, I'll feel really great coming back to a nice place. And we haven't been here that long, or I haven't been here that long. It's annoying because this garbage can is very small and it takes me a day to fill it up. But the good news is that I don't have to go all the way outside to a dumpster, and I can just go in a little room down the hall and put this down there. So that's exciting, you know? The little things, the little things. Oh. Close. Did I do something? What? Close. Oh. Maybe I put that on wrong. It's not closing. Shit. I don't know, man. Well, I don't know if I broke the garbage can or not. Okay, I'll be back. I'm gonna throw this down the chute. Alright, so I'm very excited about this next chapter for Dave and I, or just like this next chapter of my life. It felt like so long of me starting nursing school. Like, I found out that I got into nursing school April. I would say April. So the deadline for nursing school was literally almost a month ago. It was February 1st was the deadline to apply to nursing school, right? And I remember applying and everything, and I remember getting accepted into the program in April, I believe. And I remember thinking, so wow. And then mind you, I applied for the program to be in the fall, and instead I got pushed to spring of 2026. So I don't know if they didn't have enough slots, whatever the case may be, but I got booted to spring. So I was kind of ticked off about that because it just delayed my schooling and everything. But overall, it's finally here. The day is here where I'm actually going to be starting nursing school, and it's going to be 2 years. Now, if you're new here, I'm also in my master's program finishing up my counseling program, but because I'm finishing up my counseling program in addiction and pursuing my nursing degree, I won't finish both programs till 2027 because I am paying for all of this also out of pocket. So I've been doing pretty good with managing my finances with school. So I already have my counseling program paid for this semester, yay. And then I'm making payments on my nursing program. And then we're also paying for a wedding this year. So I'm kind of proud of myself because I worked, honestly, when friends don't hear from me or people don't hear from me, it's because I'm working my behind off. If I'm not working, then I'm having fun. If I'm not working, I'm having fun. But usually I've been working, so. I don't talk about, here's the thing, I feel like people hear me talk more about money. And I used to be a strong believer that if someone's always talking about money, it's because they don't have any. And I'm obsessed with talking about money because I work so hard to make it. You know what I mean? And so as I realized, I started to self-reflect, and I'm like, I do mention money and dollar signs a lot. I do mention those things, but it's because I just think about how much goes into everything and what I'm spending. And don't get me wrong, I have these moments where I don't give a shit. If I'm gonna have fun, I'm going to have fun. But then I also have these moments too where I'm like, okay, this is how much this costs, this is how much that costs. And so I try to put money aside. And I had a year to prepare for, I even knew how much nursing school was going to cost, and I love my job. Thank you so much for giving me a scholarship also. So they're helping as well. So I'm not fully paying out of pocket for nursing school because they are helping, which is great. But, you know, I'm just figuring out stuff. So, look, I was doing my finances, and I was like, it'd probably be in my best interest if I pick up some extra shifts until mid-February, and then I can chill. So I just do that back and forth. But anyways, nursing school is finally here, 2026. And I don't know, I'm getting nervous because when you go on TikTok, all you hear is people literally treat nursing school like it's medical school. And I'm starting to get nervous because I feel like back in the days, and I was trying to tell this to my friend, and she's like, no, I think people are just now being more open about it. And now we have a community, social media platforms where people can be open about it. But I just never recall, because I have a lot of nurses in my family as well. I never recall, I felt like nursing back in the days was easier to pass. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. I felt like back in the days, nursing was easier to pass, okay? That's just me. I never heard people really obviously I heard people complain normally, but not, I don't know, every single time I scroll, all I hear is people complaining about how hard nursing school is. So I genuinely hope that's not gonna be me. But I'm gonna finish folding these clothes, but we did a pretty good job. So this is what the place is looking like. And I feel really happy about this stove. I put foil in here. Oh, now that it's hot, I could spread out. I mean, now that it's not hot, I could spread it out more. But yeah, so stove is clean now. I'm filled with caffeine and yada, 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 yada. So I will see you soon on the next vlog. Bye, guys. And thank you for listening to my nursing rant.